Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So I'm just wondering, are you the type of person who stacks up all kinds of little chores or tasks that you need to do and then tackles them all at one time? Or do you tackle them as they come up? Sometimes for me it depends, I have to admit. But lately I've been stacking them. And I'm not sure that's the best I'm not sure that's the best thing for me. Because I stack them and then it's like, okay, I know this is going to take me 10 minutes, this will take me 15 minutes, this will take me whatever, and then I block out some time to get them all done, which sounds great in theory. But sometimes I forget one, or because I didn't write them down. So that could be the problem right there. Or sometimes my ideas flip and change while I'm working on things. So something that and this is what usually happens. So sometimes I think it'll take me 50 minutes to do a particular task, and it takes me like an hour and a half. It's happened more than once. Or I think it's going to go one particular way, and there's some sort of an issue, like it could be a tech issue, or it could be an internet issue, or it could be a whatever. So that block of time that I had set aside no longer works. So then they get put off and they get put off and they get put off until I have so many little tiny tasks that it takes me, like the better half of a day to get them accomplished. So I'm just wondering what you do, because there's got to be a better way. I do have a list, like I do set down a list so that as things come to me, and I do this with whatever I'm doing, because thoughts will come to me as I'm working on something, often because one idea will germinate into another idea. And I think, oh, that's really good. And it may not have anything to do with what I'm actually working on. It could be to do like with an event that I'm planning to come up later. And it's like, oh, I should write this down. And I sort of have this, like a blank canvas that I just throw things down onto so that I remember them. Then they don't stick. Oh my gosh, sorry. Then they won't have to stick in my brain. So if they're down on paper, then it's like, okay, then I can sort of figure out what to do with them later. And that allows me to keep my focus on what it is that I'm doing, because I'm not sort of saying, okay, now I have to remember that, I have to remember that, I have to remember that. And that takes my focus off what I'm working on at the time. So that works for me. But yeah, a lot of the stuff for me goes back to the understanding how long it takes to do something. And, sometimes, like I say, the idea just grows, and that's why it takes longer. But oftentimes, if I think something's going to take me 15 minutes, it actually takes me half an hour. And it's also how I get into trouble. I'm starting to learn that if I have 15 or 20 minutes before I think I have to leave to go to an appointment or to meet somebody or whatever, to just leave. Don't start that task I think is going to take me 15 minutes, because it won't, and then I will be late for the appointment or the meeting. So I'm getting that. It's taking me 60 years, but I'm getting there. And that's allowing me to be on time for most things, which is, surprise and delight to most of my friends and sort of to my family. But yeah, it's trying to figure out what to do with all those little it's just trying to figure out what to do with all those little bits and pieces of tasks, or, lists of things that you know have to get done, but to just sit down and do them as they come up kind of interferes with other stuff that you've got going on. And maybe that works for you. And if it does, I'd love to know. And that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.